Then we just go like pow, bing, boom, pow, ping. That's how we start.
As far as the UFC, just round people up at the behest of Ice. Do you see what the Eagles is doing? Talking about how we needed to remain in Jurassic Park. They have break battles and car shows and now we're working on our next spot. Right, Karen. I was the first one to record Darnell. I was like, I woke up the next day and I was like, I'm not everybody in the room. I know,
For Sholi Oski.
Yo.
Oh, let me do this. Let me bring you out of the share mode. Look, I didn't get the good transition this time. But we're back in it. For Sholi Oski, it's the Build and Destroy show. Wicked, May Dolly, High Rises Out, attending choir recital.
Yeah. I just watched Sister Act last night. The Lauryn Hill joint.
When she was like, look. This is when Whoopi Goldberg was like, take off your robes. If we gonna lose, well, at least we gonna be comfortable.
That's right. Dude, that's how my night ended, was watching that last night. Yeah, shouts to being comfortable on stage. That does do something for you. You gotta be suited and booted in your energy and what you bring. Don't let people mannequin doll you. You be out there looking goofy, man.
Hell yeah. Well, you already know. Make sure, if you are not already subscribed, tapulate that button. It don't cost you nothing. Ooh, that was a good rhyme. I'm gonna reuse that.
Yeah,
look,
keep that.
Look,
That's it.
Look, oh, that's that
catchphrase. Catchphrasing it.
That's that copyright. Real quick. Look, I gotta write that down. I forgot what I said.
That was solid, man. That was solid.
I'll have to watch it back again. Well, we got plenty of topics for y'all. No guests. We had to call off the special guest that we did have lined up for today because High Rise definitely wanted to make sure he's in here to ask the questions. The questions that he had lined up. Of course, we'll all have our own questions. So, Jaleesa Trap, we will have rescheduled and bring back early in 2026. But we do have the rest of the year of folks lined up. Next week, we got Smoke. See, now I have to re-look at.
Yeah, Smoke with letters and numbers.
In
different orders.
Look.
Shouts to Smoke.
We'll just say Smoke from Seattle. And then, after that, Budaho, a.k.a. John Rutherford, promoting the new movie. Then John Crown rounding out the year. And Double B to start us off in 2026. So
yeah, man, I wanted to say, man, I've been doing some little side quests myself, and next year I really hope to bring on some of my best good pals on here as well. So stay tuned for Anaxagoras, aka Big Sock. Stay tuned for Mike Myth. Stay tuned for Sean Cali. Stay tuned for Boombox Massacre. Breakthrough. This is now a feature guest show, and we're gonna keep that ball rolling because the Famulations is big.
Yeah, and that's that part of the show ain't just us talking shit about whatever topics that we want, but it's that gathering and spreading of knowledge, and then also documenting the history. All these players all have their own story and view and perspective on combined and joined stories. So like Trust is going to give you one perspective about, hooking up with K-Do, and then K-Do's going to tell you his perspective about hooking up with Trust and that whole shebang. Don't ever say shebang. That was not hip hop.
No, it's turned out to be a good show for us here, you guys, and thanks for tuning in and watching, and thanks for following us through this year, through the journey, and I hope you guys enjoy us getting better. We try to strive and get better with each one, so grow with us. That's the build part. Help us do the build part. Thank you.
Well, look, we might as well segue off that into, it's really the last topic on the list, but I wanted to bring it back around on the podcast in general. I did go back because we talked about it last week about Grandmaster Caz on the BagFuel podcast and him dropping gems and just purchasing his first house. This motherfucker got 13 kids. And just I wanted to circle back just to the podcast space in general and kind of what has been said a few times. Well, there's a few different points. One is people are saying that being an artist is dying, so you got to either do a podcast, or now they're talking about streaming. And streaming is a whole different level of hours and hours. Technically this is a stream. An hour and a half, 2 hours once a week. But streaming is like 5 hours, 4 hours every day. And that's a whole nother level of pretty much just being in front of the camera and audience connecting. So I can understand that working for the younger artists because just being on the screen and playing video games, so to speak, it is worth it for them, that audience. We're at an age where what we consume, we'd like there to be some substance to it, like you said, to grow with whatever the platform it is that we're watching. So, obviously that was a good show because you brought it up. It had a good guest. Now I'm starting to look at analytics and things. And that full episode got less than 4,000 views right now.
Yeah, and that's why I watched it, right? I'm such a conscious hip hop head that I seen him and I'm like, man, if you know, that's an instant clickable. But he's so far back in time. He's so OG that you can't resonate with them because you didn't grow up during that time. You know what he means, but you don't know why or how. But you click on it because this is me supporting and showing that I give a damn. And the funniest thing is during the interview, he brings that up. Why am I going to go tour? You guys don't know none of my songs. So what, I'm going to make a fool out of myself? You guys want me to go on this worldwide tour and you don't know nothing but 2 of my songs. So I'm not going to play myself like that. And that's how I felt. Like I had to click it because I would have played myself, walk around acting like I'm hip hop, but not wanting to listen to one of the elder gods. Like we're in our first generation. These are the first elder gods that are alive that we get to talk to. So it's like, shame on me for if I never want to click on that. It's one of them things like I gotta put time away. Just he's an elder now, so whether or not you like his music or not, you're gonna get something from that man if you partake in something that he helped create his damn self. Like he's a builder. So builders.
Well, I thought all of that. Builders. I wasn't trying to critique him. I was looking at it from the aspect of what you're saying. Me and you are well far removed from that era, and we still had the same kind of, that's why I had to go back and watch it. And like, I just know from a student aspect, I'm not the best student. I don't have the most knowledge on full hip hop history and really listening, but I understand certain shit, and I know that he's a main architect of records. I mean, he wrote the first record that anyone ever references, really. And so my thought, though, was going back to the podcast in whole. So I thought about it like this. This is a great guest. It essentially is similar to our podcast, except they are industry and notable people. But we're talking about regional stuff, more localized. But they're older than us. And that channel still has a lot of subscribers. So that was the second thing. They've got 141,000 subscribers, but only 3,500 people watch the full
so you're
length.
thinking like that was just the older demographic that has subscribed that was watching that. Like of all of their subscribers, they may have a certain percentage that are
But I don't know.
30, 40 plus.
No, I think it's more that they just have a lot of subscribers and they're not all engaged.
I see.
Because the clip game looked at a lot better than the main interview, which is sometimes common. That's why people farm out the clips.
Interesting. That's interesting. Now, do you watch, if you follow a channel and you support them as a channel, do you watch every video or do you kind of wait and then pick and choose stuff that you like personally? I'm kind of guilty of doing that myself. Like there's channels I love and I don't tune into every one. I kind of wait until the title says something that I like. And then if I'm bored, I'll go back in the old stuff. But I wonder if there are avid freaking fans that every time they post, they gonna consume that and check it out.
No, that was the 3,500.
Cause I'm thinking the other way around. Like there's a lot of NPCs. Like there's a lot of humans out here doing this and consuming it, but there's only a small percentage within that big group that are actually true and living like we bleed it. Those, to me, that's a rare person right now. Like I'm gonna die for hip hop type stuff. A lot of people are hobbyists and they enjoy doing it because it's fun. And then there's people that just live and eat it. And I think Caz is one of those guys. And I feel like that interview attracted that person, which there's not a lot of them. Because you've really got to be into a niche part of this hip hop stuff to even want to go that deep to architect. A lot of people just like finished products. Like our finished product of Grandmaster Caz is the Kanye's and the J's. Like he's the architect to present them as a package because they got to eat off of that. But yo, I make beats off of the Cold Crush album. Just the way that they're so choppy, they weren't really smooth. If you play the old Cold Crush album, there's just a rawness that you could tell that man he's going to do it to death and he will not compromise. And I feel like nowadays everybody will compromise. Most of them.
Well, see, I'm honestly, that interview, it gave me a good insight into him as a person, but it didn't make me want to go back and listen to his music. It just made me think, a lot of shit that I watched today, I think about it from a personal perspective. Like, what does this show me about what we can do? And I look at two motherfuckers that's older than us, that have industry connections. They got Grandmaster Caz on the couch with them, and they did 3,500 views, but they got mad followers. So I'm just thinking in my head, like, what's the if we transition to Joe Budden podcast, their show is more hip hop gossip, so to speak, the word of the day, the current events, as opposed to let's bring on Grandmaster Caz or Joe and Jada. Let's bring on, De La Soul or some. Even though Fat Joe talks most of the time in their show, they still are bringing on the guests. Whereas Joe Budden podcast, they just go up there and talk shit and run through the topics for the day.
Yeah,
Very
that's
rarely
right.
do they have on guests. And when they have on guests, they still do the same shit. They just run through their topics for the day and get the guest opinion.
I know. I want them to have a little nerdy freaking channel with like Parks and a couple of the other dudes that, of course, Joe. I want them to have like a nerdy music channel where they actually talk about the music side.
I don't think it's necessarily worth it. I think at this point, Joe he's worked with his manager on the development and curation of the show. That's where they brought in, Melissa Ford in the first place. That's where they brought in Flip in the first place. That's where they brought in Parks in the first place. That's where they brought in Mark Lamont Hill in the first place. That's when they switched up from Rory and Mal to Ish. And like they did so many changes continuously. It's Joe Budden and his business manager figuring out how do we perfect this show. We're not trying to run no fucking spinoffs. We're trying to perfect this show and maximize how much money we make off of this show. Like, that's it. This is our main business. We need to get it right. And clearly, they're still working on it because Mona ain't but a few months in their shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that switch from Melissa Ford to her is fucking new. It seemed like it was a long time ago because it wasn't yesterday. But in actuality, that shit's very recent.
Yeah, I know one episode he said his vision is to not have to be there, and they're just running the JBP show.
And so that makes sense that he's trying to build it and get it to that point, and the things weren't fitting right. And now that you say that, you can see that more because he'll just give like the topic, and then he'll sit and let everyone talk. And then he'll be like, well, I was expecting one of you to have this angle. And he'll present the angle that he wanted at least one of them to have.
Yeah, I feel like in my mind, like if he gets Mona just all trained up and just become an assassin, that she'll be him. She has the power to become his spot and she can hold it down. I think he's looking for him somehow in this whole game.
Well, I think she clearly is the one out of all of them that can hold a show by herself because she's done it. But now, if you're like you're saying, she's the point guard. She got all this supporting cast. That makes it even easier. Now, me personally, I just don't like the sound of her voice. So I find her to be an irritating sound that comes out of her mouth. So I just really don't like to listen to her. I don't particularly like the Joe Budden podcast. I catch clips on here and there, but ultimately from a business aspect, they're in the top echelon of value producing, of fans, continuous audience, of paid fans and the Patreon subscriptions. And I follow the game. And if his manager is telling me, fuck trying to build an Instagram following to get to 10,000, 100,000, a million, that shit don't matter. Fuck trying to get 1 million spins on Spotify. That shit don't matter. Start a Patreon. One person subscribe to your Patreon is better than the shit that you're trying to do right now.
Yeah.
And it's easier to achieve. And the stepping stones they're more feasible. Getting one person to sign up, that's a goal. Once you get one, now your next goal is 2. Like it's a more easier achievable goal to where you only need, at 1,000 people paying $5 a month is still $5,000 a month. That's a pretty substantial, achievable goal. Mm-hmm. Now, it'll take quite a bit of time to get to 1,000 people willing to pay you $5 a month, but that starts from building a product. And so I look at these things. I look at the BagFuel. I look at Joe Budden podcast. I look at Rory and Maul, and I think about those as products. Like if you're going through the grocery store and you know you're only going to get one kind of ice cream, you're not going to get 3 or 4 different tubs of ice cream, you know. So you got to pick the flavor that looks the best right now. And I think about that type of thing. And then how do you market it? Maybe you do market to get multiple flavors, because we got this little multi-pack. That's little smaller tubs at a little discount, you know. That now we're talking about salesman strategy, but ultimately you got to start with some product, and your product's got to be good. Well, technically it doesn't have to be good. You know, that's where we talk about the stream. The streamers, they don't be good, they just stream. So people follow them. They're there every day. And people feel a part of the family. Like I was here first. I was early.
Yeah. I do see that a lot. People take pride in being there early for sure.
My joint's not recording. Well, why don't you go into the Mona since we was on JBP?
Yeah, shouts to Mona from the Don't Call Me White Girl podcast, Joe Budden podcast. I heard she is out here in Tack Town tonight at 7 o'clock doing a comedy show at Nate Jackson Comedy Club. Again, like Wicked said, she's acquired taste, but she is raw and unfiltered like a comic should be. And she's a Philly girl. So I just can't wait to hear what she thinks of our streets out here. Because I know she ain't going to come out here and not have something to say. Because we off the hook out here. I just seen that we're number 1 in retail theft in the United States.
Like by dollar or per capita? Or like how do they calculate that?
Yeah, I didn't get to find that part out, but I was just like, what a hell of a thing to be winning at, you know, to be first in.
Well, I think, I don't even want to go into that because that's not part of our topic. I'll go off a ledge on that. But yeah, shout out to our whole region, not just Tacoma, Puget Sound in general.
Yeah, Mona and Tacoma rhyme, so you might like it out here. It might be a thing. You might be like, oh, I gotta go get my Tacoma.
Well, look, we usually we're a place that shows love to everyone. Like
people return, right? Like everybody that's came out here ain't a first timer.
Yeah, I mean,
like
we show love to people. We don't hate on people. If you have proven yourself to be successful and talented, we're gonna give you your just due.
No doubt.
And show up. If we like your shit, we'll show up. You know, I ain't about to, I fuck with Nate Jackson, but this would not be the night where I'm like, yeah, I got to go down to Nate Jackson because Mona's there. Now, there will be some people there for that, for sure, wanting autographs and all that, because that's another business move. Nate, he's got a good setup.
Yeah.
I've heard him describe, I know how the comedy shows work anyway. The good ones.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like her saying Tacoma, Washington on the JBP today, all that's doing for Nate is having people Google, like, where's she going? Like,
we've been getting some shout outs this whole 2025.
Man, yeah.
It is what it is. Shouted us out a couple times. O'Shea Duke Jackson shouted us out, but incorrectly. Just talking about Rachel Dolezal. And he said from Tacoma, Washington, where that was actually Spokane.
Oh, man.
No, she turned back white again.
Mm.
She's back white. Oh.
Man. That's the shit Cass was talking about, man. I was getting into a fight the other day with somebody. I was like, in battle rap, you can't say you did something or you're from somewhere and then you didn't do it. Like, it's automatic crucifixion. Just like your social card or like your social credit score goes down. So I was just saying to the person I was arguing against, I was like, just be proud of what you do and rep that in battle rap at least. Like, don't be saying that you did stuff on these blocks and that you weren't there. It ends up bad. Stay genuine and rep where you're from.
I never understood that.
Did you ever think it was cool to like lie like I'm from here to be cooler for your friends or to make
No, no.
friends?
Well, that's I guess I never understood that because I'm from Hilltop, and by the time like that was a dirty word. That means you're dirty. You're a gang
That's what I
member. You're
mean. Like,
bad. But
yeah,
but we always stood on it. Like even if you weren't
yeah,
into the gang shit, like that's where I'm from. Like I'm from Hilltop, Tacoma. You can't take that
yeah,
away from me. And all the people from Hilltop that weren't involved in drugs and weren't involved in gangs, they still stood on it because that's where we're from, and we're not gonna run away. And until the turnaround happens where now it's that's that cultural, when the place gets gentrified, now you're a cultural commodity. But so I never really understood people claiming to be from somewhere else. Like,
yeah. That's why I like Griselda, because they could have been one of those ones. They could have been like, yo, let's just say New York City because it might have a better ring, but I love how they just ride it out. I feel like he would have did that if he was from like Toledo, Kansas. West Side Gun would be banging Toledo, Kansas, and we would all know about the little city out there.
well, I mean, ultimately, to me, I think there's a difference between pride and just facts.
Mm-hmm.
Like some people are like hella proud. Like, we'll just say American. If you're just American, some people are like proud.
Uh-huh.
Like being American is an achievement, but it's not. It's just where you're from. The same as saying I'm from Hilltop. It's not necessarily have to be a pride in it. It's just factual.
Yeah, right.
And I'm not going to be deterred from factually stating where I'm from, even if that place seems to be a bad place to certain people.
Yeah.
Like, just because I'm from Hilltop does not make me bad or make me be anything. Like,
Yep.
doesn't mean anything. It's just literally where I'm from. And I think
Yeah, like
people get that mixed up.
You're not better at something just because you're from a more famous place. Like just because you grew up in the Bronx don't automatically make you a better rapper. Like there might be a weird stat where maybe that is true. Maybe the babies out there are just born spitting. They don't even gotta practice, they just spit. But nah, you still gotta it's applied practice to anything. And yeah, I believe some people do be using that as a title and they're nothing without it. Like they put so much identity into that without it they don't even know what they are or what they gonna talk about. I'm coming from the angle like Earth is my turf. So I remember where I've been, but I'm still walking around like I own the place. And I'm gonna try to get respect in these spaces where I'm not allowed, but I don't walk around this planet like, oh, is this block my block or not my block? I'm just walking around like an ant. So I've been doing that ever since.
No, I feel that. Yeah. The places and names is just markers of. So
Yeah, like, nigga, I'm from Earth. I just
Yeah.
magnify it like, nigga, I'm from Earth. That's where I'm from.
Hell yeah. Third rock from the sun.
Yeah, because we aliens, so it's like I'm chilling here. This is my planet. I'm alien Earth planet.
Well, have you seen? I know this ain't on our agenda, but have you seen the Alienated show on It Is What It Is, or the whatever network? Yeah, with Cameron's homies, Larry and Sin City. I'll be watching that shit. They're funny.
I haven't in a good couple weeks.
That motherfucker. The dude off screen, Tommy, that they blurred out, that motherfucker just be talking too damn much. Like, you just need to cool out, man. You don't know what you're talking about. But shoot, I guess probably be a good time to hit our halfway break early since we don't have a guest or anything, so we can come back with our couple topics. Topics left. Look, I got the music lined up today. Folks, this is the Build and Destroy show. It's just me, Wicked Meticulous, and May Dolly here today.
Ho, ho, ho. Holly jolly
we going
Christmas.
into our normal midway break of about 10 minutes of cuts. I threw in 2 new joints dug out today. So stick in here. We'll be back in 10 minutes with our 2 other topics. Man, make sure you tap that subscribe button. It don't cost you nothing. Look, I figured it out. The Build and Destroy show. Let's get this music queued up for the halftime, folks. Where we at? What we got? Take that out. We don't want that. We're going to start with this. This is me featuring E-Tree. I mean, this is the Build and Destroy album number 2, product of the outrage, track number 11, Escapism.
Yeah, I forgot the subject, predicate, verbal excellence, erase etiquette for those using racist rhetoric, evading pessimists on the way up the precipice. It's a long road ahead, but we never quit. If you don't fight the power, you will never win. You gotta know your enemy like it's your bestest friend. The brothers and sisters that ain't even your next of kin. Children are the future legacies left for them. Either Mad Max or Waterworld, take your guess or pick. Kill bitch ass niggas and collect their estrogen. Reparations in America will never get with the capitalistic system we embedded in. Unless we plan, plot, and scheme like the rest of them, we could erase what's now and set a new precedent. Create another government that's way better than the systemic oppression we've been messing with. Sociopaths controlling nuclear weaponry. Over half the money you make goes to the extra rich. Freedom don't come from peaceful protests alone. You gotta build up a militia and go at their dome. Don't even leave them with a tissue to wipe their nose. White supremacists is known for pipe bombs, so just start small with a shotgun or rifle. Grow your stash up, cop the sniper nights, old school 45 Colt, 6 shot up for nostalgia. Or don't carry a strap at all. Stick to dribbling your basketball and entertaining the masses while the whole world crumble, crash and fall, fucking bastards.
3 sticks of dynamite tied up alongside the homie. That's the video text, this 5-inch screen just shown me. Got him in the multi-level building in the warehouse district. Ransom on his head, they said they need a few meal tickets. I ain't even got that kind of bread. They said you got about 10 hours or you gon' find your friend dead. Is these fools serious? Cause that ain't a lot of time to find a location and free my guy like reduce crime. With good behavior, I know it's in the same neighborhood where them lazy contractors be looking for day laborers. So we schmob out with the rest of the crew, the best of the crew. We got armor vests and projectiles too to leave landmines lands where their vegetables grew. So if you mess with the crew, you lose your toes on your left foot. Pulled up on the side, barbed wire, we had to get through. Welcome the guards on the other side with some left hooks. Then we jet through a dark hallway. Guess who's waiting? My folks, and he's stoked that we broke in and saved them. The captors with their silent weapons for deadly wars they're waging. In reality, it's a cell in my mind we escaping. Escapism, 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 escapism. In my mind, it's a cell in my mind that we escaping.
The beast, I'm playing drums on his rib cage. Tribal music, we dance around while guns blaze. Revolution won't be televised, I'm telling guys. Read between the lines, see the truth in the lies. Government wanna conquer and divide. Right or wrong, force you to pick a side. Y'all turning up, they shooting us down. Y'all stay sleeping, they creeping around. Videotapes show hate, taste, pepper spray. In your hood, pigs bring it like Judgment Day. We trying to climb, but they left us with the short ladder. So you can miss a wall with all lives matter. Riots on the block, fire, shattered glass. Can't see a soldier's expression, vendetta mask. Playing fields not even, gotta make a way. Looking for a wake-up call, don't push snooze today. They said we should overcome, not without a gun. It's the end of the world, fuck everyone.
That's how I feel, that's how I feel. That's how I feel, that's how I feel.
They say we should overcome, not without a gun. It's the end of the world, fuck everyone.
That's how I feel, that's how I feel.
Yeah,
that's how I feel, that's how I feel.
Look, staring out the window like Malcolm. Paranoid strapped, cause I don't know the outcome. They won't stop till they kill us all. They winning every time you see a body fall. Fuck the police, NWA. Attitude still the same to this very day. Media show their actions clear Blu-ray. MK Ultra trying to program like CNC. I'm telling you, if they kill one of my kids, I'm blacking out, then later on ask God forgive. Looking crazy while I'm chained up and shackled, pleading sanity, cause the chaos got my brain rattled. So where we go from here, I asked my soldiers. They replied, it's time to stick closer. Playing fields not even gotta make a way. Looking for a wake-up call, don't press snooze today. They said we should overcome, not without a gun. It's the end of the world, fuck everyone.
That's how I feel, that's how I feel. That's how I feel, that's how I feel.
They say we should overcome, not without a gun. It's the end of the world, fuck everyone.
That's how I feel, that's how I feel.
Yeah,
that's how I feel, that's how I feel.
They said we should overcome, not without a gun. It's the end of the world, fuck everyone.
That's how I feel, that's how I feel. That's how I feel, that's how I feel.
They say we should overcome, not without a gun. It's the end of the world, fuck everyone.
That's how I feel, that's how I feel. That's how I feel, that's how I feel.
Yeah,
that's how I feel, that's how I feel. That's how I feel, that's how I feel.
Yeah, I ain't here to preach, you know. There's been a lot of wake-up calls. But the one I seen today when I wrote this rhyme was a meme that said, Mike Vick's dogs got more justice than all the people that the police is killing out here. Is that fucking crazy?
To the self, I like I self to the self, I like I self to the self, I like I self to the self, I like I testify, I and I signify, I then multiply by infinite, like I self, Lord and Master, or I self divine, like I occupy parallel space and time. When I rhyme and hi-fi, I develop mine like an ancient samurai. When I utilize my mind, Jedi. But since before the very first time, I was my third eye. It's like me, myself, and I, like three, like Trey, like try, like I be 33 in the third times pi, like I self to the self, I like I self to the self, I like I self to the self, I like I magnify life, like I sanctify Elohim Adonai, like Baha'i, like Jah Rastafari, like Haile Selassie, like my modus operandi, like I manifest, like the eye of Horus, like Isis and Osiris, alive in your mind's iris. It's like your inner eye, like I defy my ability to not optimize my inner eye. It's like I ching, it's like I bring my shine like lightning, like here am I, like I am before Akhenaten and Tutankhamen, like wind before wind blew in all four directions. I was I before the Most High split that very first atom, like I am before even Adam, like I go back before, but I go back before for like forever I've been spitting wisdom, like I get in them like spider bite venom, finishing them like a mortician, like behold the power us times you times me times we times I all have within, like my mission is to snatch back my tuition, cause in the end I use self-education and self-preservation, like you and I verse, like I exist in this multiverse, like parallel universe, like I will occupy my until after there is nothing left, and that's word to the self, that's word to yourself, that's word to I self, that's word to the self, that's word to yourself, that's word to I self, I self to the self, I like I self to the self, I like I self to the self, I like I.
Civilization before what is known as dynastic Egypt, before what is known as Egypt to Egyptologists that existed, that was very highly advanced, built the pyramids, carved the Sphinx. And that's what we're going to show you. And again, I'm going to purposefully make this brief so we can get into the slides. We have a lot of slides to show. And probably won't even have time for many questions, because what I certainly do not want to do is take 1 minute away from Christopher's wonderful presentation. But wonderful presentation. But since I'm going to be here, we'll be here this evening. This evening, tomorrow, and if questions, you can always approach me. But we probably won't have much time, because we'll probably go right to the end, 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 to the end.
Yeah, folks, we back at it. It's the Build and Destroy show. You already know. Hit that subscribe button. It don't cost you nothing. I was just thinking, I got a bunch of stuff done today. Updated the website. Made sure to load up the long overdue the Mayflower t-shirts.
Oh yeah.
Went ahead and hit the ad spend. So yeah, I pretty much just did our intro, loaded it up, threw that on the ad spin on YouTube. We'll see the return on that here in the next week or so, hopefully.
Yeah, exciting.
Well, like I was saying when we was talking about the podcast stuff, we've been growing on organic tip for the first year. You know, I ain't even hit just a regular email blast or like a phone blast of all contacts. Like, so there's plenty more organic growth still available. But, you know, at this point, it's definitely time to go ahead and put a investment in advertisement for our product to get more people to come check it out. and join in. Like you said, it's part of it is about being on the ground level and putting other people on. So you could say you were the one that told so and so about the Build and Destroy show.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're only gonna get better. We're only gonna get better guests. Start, figuring out some on-site shows at some events and locations. Yeah. Upward and onward. Onward and upward. With that being said, let's talk about the battle.
Man, that shit got hyped so good for like a month. It got pumped. Cassidy was doing hella good at promoting it, and Eazy the Block captain wasn't saying a lot, and people were like, yo, is he scared? What's happening? It was just perfect battle rap tension to sell a fight. And then it went down, and then it looked like they sold the fight. Like they threw the fight. No, this battle has been, according to Cassidy, he don't choose who he battles. He just gets told like, hey, so-and-so want to do this. And then he goes, all right. But I guess they did have tension. And they did have enough on each other to want to battle and disrespect each other. But when they battled, it was in Philadelphia, where they were both allegedly from, you know what I mean? So the energy's thick with Philly energy and clicks. And yeah, it basically got over after one round. And then the tensions rose and they started getting handsy. And it was just one of them things, like, you wish they could have put that to the side to just take care of the fans of this shit. Like, I just feel bad for those that spent $60 on a pay-per-view and then you get one round. Like, it's different than boxing. Like, oh, he got knocked out fast. Like, nah, I paid for a full battle and you gave me one round.
So hold on. This was a pay-per-view event?
Yeah.
So my understanding is they were early in the card as opposed to late. Like, there were more battles.
They were like the main event. I don't know what time that they went on, but amongst all the other battlers, like, people were there for that battle. Like, that was the one that sold this event.
But was there battles afterwards that did get canceled?
But I haven't even looked up those. I watched the one round that people are starting to put up online. Because usually battles like this, they're in the tuck. You don't have any way of watching it if you didn't pay for it then. But today some people leaked it and I got to watch it. It was kind of grainy, but you could hear it. But yeah, I know battle rap is always aggressive and spitting in faces and all that, but when I watched it, it looks like the battle ended because dude spit in Cassidy's face and he didn't like it, and then it was done.
Yeah, that was the clip I saw. I just
that ain't a good enough excuse for me. I've seen worse squabbles get resolved during battles and then they get back to it, but I don't know if they were running from trying to finish it so that there's always that mystique, like who would have won. I don't think that they threw the fight because people in the room said they didn't get that. They didn't get that this thing was planned to rob you guys of a good show. It sounded more like the venue and the logistics surrounding the whole event weren't up to snuff. And there was just an overall discontent. Like, not enough space for people. You couldn't get out of the building. Standing room. Hard to hear the rappers rap. Bad microphones. Sound like a combination of a lot of bad things. Like a House of Cards kind of thing, I guess. I wish I could have seen more, but maybe it was just kind of destined to fail in a way.
Look,
Because-
this just what you're saying right now just takes me back to last week when we talked about Murder Mook and Loaded Lux on Drink Champs. And when they got asked the
Yeah,
question about
the
the
levels
top
of the
top
league.
battle leagues,
The leagues, yeah.
this is what this
Dude, yeah,
perfect
it was hard not
example.
You're exactly right. You're watching it and you're like, oh, this ain't the NBA game. Like, oh shit.
No, that's definitely what it reminded me of. Look, what's crazy is when I was looking this shit up, because you had said it last week that this would be, be a topic for next week, because so I didn't know when the battle was. I think I looked up on Friday, and I saw some site like AI video. It was an AI video that ended with Cassidy punching
Oh yeah.
Eazy the Block captain. But I after the second time I realized it was an AI because of the way that the punch looked. Like the punch looked hella fake. But it was like, who made that video and why did it still very resemble what actually happened? Like it was like the video started out with him being like, "Get out of my face, you're spitting on me," or something like that.
True.
Like it was very eerily foreshadowing.
So it's something that would have happened in the alternate universe if one man would have made a different choice. It's like the multiverse shit. Like there is a planet or a time and a space where that did happen, where they fought, It's
But
just
how did
right
the AI know that it would be over spitting and being too close? Like that's just a different level. Like the person who made that video, I don't know if they necessarily put in the prompt, Cassidy and Eazy the Block captain are battling and Cassidy gets frustrated over spitting. Like I don't think you couldn't have prompted that.
No,
So the AI just must have predicted. Like it ran through a bunch of videos of Eazy the Block captain battling and saw that he was spitting.
Yeah, he's a real spitter. But it looked like Cassidy was wearing like a snow jacket. So it's like, yo, how hard is dude spitting if your big bubble Philadelphia coat can't block that shit? Like I'd be trying to deflect the spit. So Cassidy, you should have just zipped up that big ass head and that big jacket, just took it and then went back with the next round.
He said, "Put the hood on and zipped it up tight."
For real, you was built for it. It's like he knew it was gonna happen, but he didn't even use the coat for what it was for.
He came prepared, but didn't use the tools.
Yeah, he took the coat off. Like now you're gonna get spit on more. Now you're gonna get more mad. Like why don't allow yourself to get triggered, man? I get it. It's a battle, so anything goes kind of thing. Unless it's in the contract that you can't do that, then yeah, you gotta be prepared for these little. It's a psychological thing. If anything, if I can irritate you like that, then shoot, I might have won. Even if the battle didn't happen. Like I broke you and I made you snap.
That could have been the strategy too. Just get all of it in the motherfucker's face and spit. Well,
I heard they're going to try to reschedule. I've been watching little bits of it up until we started going live, but I've heard that they are trying to get something situated to where that battle can happen again.
but I mean,
Even
is someone
if they
gonna
just-
pay money again?
Even if they just say it on a live, I just want to hear the material. Like I hope they just don't have material that'll never be spat.
They might as well look. They
Just
might as
still
well
spit it.
look. This is where I got to give props to Killer Cam on including them battles in his Talk with Flea. Like, you know, I've said a million times, battling is not my thing.
Uh-huh.
But I probably watched more time of battling just because of that show. Because they got, in like their little halftime break, they got the battles.
Right.
And then they got Ines, someone that I'm familiar with from, you know, making the band and shit like that. So it's like that format. Also, the last week, the dude ended with, he forgot his shit. He forgot his rhymes at the end. It was like, and they cut it like he was like, I'm fucking up. Oh, man, I forgot my shit. And they just cut it like, dude. Oh. Yeah, go back and watch last week's Talk with Flea. It was, if you're a battler, that was the worst case scenario that could ever happen in your life.
Ooh. Yeah, I guess that's why battle rap is so intriguing, because the people that are good, they just figured out how to not let you make them forget their writtens. Because I feel like, yeah, you're going to rehearse it. You're going to know it like the back of your hand. But you've only practiced in certain conditions and situations. And then once things can go left, like you might get fucked up off something that you didn't even plan for. Where it hits you and you don't know how to bounce back. And I think just you got to master the chaos around the room.
But the killer countdown is you're from your home. You're battling on Zoom with no beat. Yeah. There's no crowd. There's no one in your face spitting on you. Like, you can have your words on your screen, which you can see that some of them do. You can tell when someone's reading their raps from the screen. I mean, so I applaud the dude for trying to have his shit memorized. But
did you see the Absol shit? Remember when Absol?
I didn't see the whole thing, but I
yeah, that everybody was stumped, and it was cool because he was just like, "Oh, I slipped up." Like there's a lot of watchers, like I had a lot of people watching me, and it just got to me, kind of thing. It was cool to hear that because maybe seeing that number, I guess maybe you'll spit it fine, but then if you have a big marker that's like, "Yo, you just hit 1.5 million watchers." Like, are you going to spit it the same, or is that going to hit you, like, in any way? Is it just going to hit you different knowing that and change what you've practiced? Because it shouldn't. The good people realize it shouldn't. Like, you do what you rehearsed.
Nah, I'm not good at that. Not that I'm saying that I would fuck up. Like, I have a tendency to overexert, and I lose breath control. Like I wouldn't necessarily, like I'm always hella nervous on forgetting my lyrics. So I'd be trying to implement certain strategies, like to remember like just the first word of each verse. And even to the point where I wrote some shit on cue cards and had them in my pocket. I never pulled them out to look at them before, but like, so forgetting a verse is something that is like always in the back of my mind, but for me, the moment it has me over exert and just forget my breath control. So I'm trying to overpower the mic. Like I feel like no one can hear me, and I just
I see.
I have to Busta Rhymes dinosaur dragging on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's kind of related, but just you ever do something really good, and then when other people are around, you're like, man, I can't do it the same. Like whether it's like a crush or like maybe it's like your dad and he's like really intimidating and you're like, man, I can't get it off the way I do because those eyes are on me. Like, do you ever get stuff like that?
Nah.
Or do you just perform the same, like no matter what, any condition, it don't matter who there?
Nah, like I said, I get a boost when people are around. I feel the pressure. And not like I never fucked up, but I've been performing since I was 8 years old. Like, I performed at the Sonics halftime show at 8 or 9 years old, doing flips and jump roping and shit. and I just remember the preparations and going through the motions, but when the big lights and shit is on, like, you want to do better. There's a little, you even get a little bit more of a boost. I can't speak for everyone. Like me, the lights, the people.
So it's like an enhancer.
Yeah,
like
for me.
Yeah.
No, cause I feel the pressure to perform. I think some people, the mental breakdown is whether you are good at what you do. Mm-hmm. Like, and when I'm performing, like even rapping, like, I never doubt my capabilities. Like, I know I can fucking rap. I can do, and I got a good song. I got the energy. I can do this. So any fuck up is just a mental hiccup. Like you said, you forget your verse or miss a couple words, and like that shit happens. Like, it does. But it's how you react to it. And shit, at the street fair, like, I forgot my verse. I was worried about AWOL's verse. Then it comes to my turn, and I forgot mine. So, like, and it's what you do in that moment. And
you corrected the note.
And
that's what, Herbie Hancock was saying that about Miles Davis. Herbie Hancock said he played the wrong note during a live performance, and he said he did like a visual, like, ee! And then he said Miles just corrected it, like, right thereafter, and he's like, it made my wrong note right again. So he gave Miles Davis those props for that, about knowing how to redeem and get back on.
I think those are important things to have happen in your trajectory to build up your skill level and status, no matter what you're doing. Like, if you haven't, it's like a comedian. Like, if you haven't bombed in front of 13 people, bombing in front of 1,000 people is gonna fuck with your mind. But if you have bombed in front of 15 people more than once, the feeling of bombing doesn't necessarily change because there's more people. It's like, fuck, I bombed. Again, like, it's still the same feeling. But it's like, if you've never had that feeling or haven't had it enough times, I think the amount of people can amplify it. Whereas if you've had that experience enough, the amount of people kind of doesn't matter. It's just the feeling now.
Yeah, I like that.
Well, shit. Let's move on to our next topic. The DJ Drama. Haven't really heard of DJ Drama mixtape in a long time.
Yeah, just that voice, man. Every time he comes on that album with that voice, that DJ Drama, that's so nostalgia in itself. And then they have good beats and good rapping. Like, man, shouts to you, Game. Like, you're a rapping ass nigga, man. I was so dumb. I was trying to, like, find a way to hate it or not like it, and I don't even know why. But
well, it's because his character has diminished over the years. I can tell you why. I am a Game fan. I've always liked the Game, but he just needs to stop giving interviews because the way that he speaks, it's like he doesn't know how to read the room. And sometimes it's like he be saying shit on purpose to get under people's skin. It's like, it's just overall, he leaves a bad, cringy taste, I think, in people's mouth listening to him speak. And it overshadows sometimes, I think, just his rapping ability. Like, just come in here. If you have to talk, let's keep it to the basics. I have a new album. I have an EP. I have a DJ Drama. Like, let's give this motherfucker some cue cards. Give him a teleprompter. Like, this is what you say, nigga. Read what's on the screen. Don't say nothing else. But you got people teasing him into the fucking baiting him into the questions.
No, I really couldn't find the lyrics on point, beats on point. I just wanted the vocals louder. That was something that stuck out in a weird way. I usually don't listen to music and critique it like, oh, they need a louder snare and shit like that. But for whatever reason, Games' vocals were low to where I had to strive to hear it. But I just wanted it loud with clarity because he's getting it off.
Do you think something like that, would that fall on Drama or on him? Because on a project like this, wouldn't...
At first I thought it was my car, but I've been hearing other complaints about that since.
Yeah, because that, honestly, to me, that don't sound like a game issue. And that, to me, that sounds like he should be upset at someone because that was someone's job. I mean, you as the artist should be listening to your final mix, you know, before it gets pressed up. I mean, now they don't even press shit up. It's just like, before you upload it, let me hear the final mix. So
no, there's this kind of unwritten rule, whether people like it or not. If you're lyrical or you got bars, automatic vocals are louder, just by nature. If you're not doing a vibe thing or like I'm just trying to catch a groove or a bounce, then your vocal volume is gonna matter so much because it becomes exhausting. The listener becomes exhausted as they're trying to make your vocal louder in their mental space while they're adjusting to the beat that seems louder than the vocal. The way Game was spitting, like, that shit was lecture bars. Like, I'm an OG in this game. I've been putting it down. Like, he's whipping ass. Like, it just felt like the dad with the belt. That was the energy. And I'm just like, man, I want this shit loud to where everybody can hear it when it's turned up.
Hell yeah.
Because shout to him. I'm proud
to where they can hear the lyrics out your car, not just the beat, not just the boom, 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 but they can hear the words.
Yeah, when you're pulling up to the stoplight, like, it was that kind of energy on that album. And I'm happy. I'm proud of him.
Well, shit, yeah. Like I said, I ain't listened to it, but I've always been a Game fan. He's one of the artists, you know, back in the day where I, you know, trying to have a little baby CD collection. I at least got his first 3 or 4. So yeah, definitely I'm gonna have to check that out. And
I love that he's at the age now where he can old man rant. And it just sounds fire because he knows how to rap. But there's a lot of F these podcasts, F these fake streamers, F these fake blah, blah, blahs. I love a good old-fashioned old man crash out. Because it's needed. And I'm just saying crash out because that's what these kids call it. But it's like, no, you're just getting checked. It's just a little check.
Yo, that just made me think. It wasn't even on our agenda, but the Snoop and Daz back and forth.
Yeah, that's another check. Like, Daz has every right to be checking his cousin. I love both of those guys, but I can't read that stuff and not be on Daz's side.
Look, this takes me back to Cat Williams because the year ain't over. The year's not over. He said it was gonna be the year of what did he say? The disclosures, or he used some type of word.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the people is finding out the truths. Truths is coming to light. And what's fucked up is Snoop had presented a positive persona, but he goes back and forth so much. Like, you'll see him fucking with Martha Stewart and shit, but yet he still is a Crip and says cuz all the time. And it's like, at some point, the positivity should overshadow any negativity. And I think he had an opportunity to really just have a clean break, and fall away from the limelight, focus on the whole football, youth football league and shit like that. And as you stay in the light more, people can see more of you.
Yeah, he's in too deep now. I love what Daz is doing. I have both of those on my timeline. Daz's posts are cooler than Snoop Dogg posts. Because when Daz Dillinger makes a post like on Instagram, he's like, yo, I'm knocking out this land right here. I'm about to put like some houses up. He'll be showing you like every stage of painting his house. Like that dude just he'd be doing things that we aspire and what we respect in men. But I don't care about a sketcher, man. At this point, I never needed one. I'll never need it. And as soon as once deals like that happen, you lost me.
Yo, no, I mean, he said he was doing the Coronas and said he don't drink Corona.
Yeah, I'll never like that.
So yeah, you sell products that you don't really back or believe in.
That's the stuff that Grandmaster Caz won't do, I guess. From back to earlier.
Yeah.
Like, there's a man on this planet, Grandmaster Caz, he'll never do any of that. In no world. Because of how grounded he is. And man, shouts to Daz. I hope he gets what's due. And maybe good boys are deserving a favor, man. He's been hanging in the cut for years. Like, if you don't actively follow Daz, you wouldn't even think he still made music. He just faded away. Corrupt still had weight in the game because of Horseman and all that. Snoop's always been around. Like, Daz was the one that kind of faded away, but he's really been becoming what we all want to become the whole time. Independent black man that owns everything that he has.
Yeah, and on that same shit, like, you can put out a record and sell 10,000 at $10. If all the $10 are yours, that's 100,000. Or you can put out a record and sell 100,000, but you only get 50 cents of each dollar or each record. So you made less, even though you sold 10 times more. You made half as much money. Someone gets the money. The money still came in. The customer still spent.
It's dumb these fools will choose optics over the money. Because a lot of them are happy with that. They'll sign that deal and be content with it because they're like, well, at least I'm famous. But there be a lot of famous broke people out here.
Listen, man, fuck fame. Like, let me get 5,000-10,000 solid audience. And I say that much to split between us. I only need 2,500. Maybe 3,000. 3,000 people give you $10 a year. That's $30,000.
Yeah, that's some life-changing shit, man.
So yeah, we get 10,000 to the Patreon. Spending $5. That's 50,000. That's on top of any revenue from shows. Because as we build up audience, people will come and watch us perform. They're going to come and buy merch. They might spend $50 on merch plus the $10 or $15 for the ticket. Like, we get a good couple thousand audience just to start. Like, we'll be able to hit that little mini tour. And it's doable. Like I said, I'm looking at these podcasts. I'm looking at the independent artists like LaRussell that ain't got no label, but all he does is he's maximizing his shows. He's selling his projects direct to consumer, letting people invest into his shit. Like, there's multiple ways of getting the revenue, but it starts with having product and then investing in the marketing and advertising of the product. Nobody can buy your shirt if they don't know it exists. No one can listen to your music if they don't know you exist. You have to get your shit in front of people, and that's where we're at.
Yeah, I think that's what 50 Cent said that he learned early on in his career, is that America is advertising.
Well, that's a great segue to our last topic, which we're going to go ahead and make exclusive to our Patreon subscribers and members over there. So if you're not on the Patreon, it is free to subscribe. We don't have any tiers set up. It's all free. But at a certain point, we will have certain special content like the pre-show and after-show discussions loaded there exclusively for our members there. So please make sure, if you ain't subscribed to this YouTube, tap that subscribe button. It don't cost you nothing. And head on over to the Patreon and sign up there, because once we do start releasing the footage and different, membership exclusive stuff, you'll want to already be there to be the first in line to catch it. So we'll be at you next week. Build and Destroy. We'll holla at you.